Hey everybody, I'm Matt Hill. We're here in downtown Oklahoma City. Thanks to Faro Energy Services and use of the office, we have a nice little space to have a great conversation.
It's beautiful.
Introduce yourself.
Chris Eli, the sales manager for Americas for Oliden Technology.
Now, Chris and I have gone way back through the interwebs because you have I stand on the shoulders of giants and I meet people, and he had a podcast about energy and well, you kind of had a lot of stuff, but tell us, where'd you grow up, kind of your path to get to where you're at now?
I grew up in a small central Texas town located between Houston and Dallas on a farm, ranch. Grew up riding horses, baling hay, farming vegetables, camping, fishing, hiking, hunting, that kind of thing.
All the good things.
All the good stuff, all the fun stuff. I grew up
rich, silver spoon.
Yeah.
Very.
I grew up working class. So my family, my mom's she is a serial entrepreneur.
Okay.
So I got my entrepreneurship and the enjoyment of that, or the curse of that, you could call it enjoyment.
What's one of the craziest things your mom started that, because I mean, my mom was similar. We grew up farming, ranching, oil and gas. So my dad was, busy with all of his endeavors often, and she would always get off on these, adventure / entrepreneurial ships, and there were some doozies.
My mother, she had no businesses that didn't do well.
That's good.
So when she'd start a business, she would finish it. So she had a restaurant that was successful for 27 years. She had a supermarket. I mean, everything she did well, and she finished it. So
you learned from a really good business mind.
Yeah, she's no quitter,
yeah.
and I kind of get that.
Things people
those
need
are some of the things I get.
Now I'm embarrassed. My mom, she had at one point there was something that somebody needed sour milk cultures from, and there was an apartment complex where we grew up, not too far away, but a couple miles. They did not. That apartment complex had no idea, but her and her partner had rented out several apartments, and they're all full of milk spoiling in jugs.
Yeah.
Tell me the science of why anybody would need that. No idea. I'm dying here with this Oklahoma allergy season, so pardon me, I'm not going to edit any of that out.
Yeah.
So where did you first encounter oil and gas as far as that might be your career path?
So funny story is that I went to college thinking I was going to get a business degree. Mm-hmm. Well, I did. I mean, that's what I went to school for. Ended up going to school for finance, right? So I thought, I'm going to go out and launch my own business. I'm going to get into real estate. I'm going to do all of these things. By chance, I got into oil and gas, but what people don't really know about me is that I worked for the Texas prison system for 5 years while I was going through college, and I worked on death row. So I was an actual administrative segregation officer on death row from the time I was 19 to the time I was 23.
Oh man, so right now we have an hour-long podcast, so we're going to have to come back to just for that alone.
That's a story all on its own.
I don't even know if you're sworn to secrecy about
it's some of the craziest stuff. Yeah. It's some crazy stuff, fascinating stuff. But you know what? What kind of transition from prison to oil field? I mean, it's basically all the same.
Better, better there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, here it's a lifelong, sentence too.
Yeah, true.
We're not going anywhere else.
I'm a lifer, right? Yeah.
Well, when you said you worked in the prison system, they don't pay you very well to be a prisoner. So surely you were, not on that side of the law.
I mean, I got into the rig side of it through neighbors, and quickly learned that I wanted to work my way up, and at the time, it was a really good time to work your way up. If you were dedicated and you were hardworking, a lot of guys around me were either dope heads, addicted, had some kind of addiction, and they were struggling to even show up for work. So if you showed up every day, you worked hard, you went above and beyond, it was not hard to get a promotion.
Gotcha.
So I kept my head down, I kept my nose to the grindstone, so to speak. And I just kept working my way through positions and ended up drilling, and then ended up working as a chemical engineer, was a fluids engineer for a couple years. But I'm not a chemistry guy. I don't really like chemistry. It was boring for me. Met a lot of great people and got a lot of good experience. But then when all of my college buddies had called me up and said, hey, we're in the Gulf of Mexico. We're working for Schlumberger. You need to come work with us. That's when I shifted to directional, and I've been in directional drilling now for almost 30 years.
When did you start that podcast? What was the name of it?
It was called man, I can't even think of it.
Are you kidding me right
Raw
now?
State podcast.
Raw State. I was like,
Raw State is crude. So crude, it means crude is what
I knew the name
oil
of it. I
is, and
just
it's
wanted
Raw
him
State.
to say it. It sounded cooler if he says
it was
his own
Raw
podcast
State
name.
podcast. So I only did a dozen episodes. It was
I thought
fun. It was
they
fun.
were good.
Yeah, they were good.
That's how I got. I mean, thank God you did them, because I was
You were one of my first guests.
Yeah, I think so. And the only reason I was a guest is because I had kind of started doing it myself by then.
That's right.
And so I had no shame or ability to feel embarrassed. Still don't. And like I'm in. Like, you need a guest, I got you.
The reason why I started that was because at our age, we're kind of the old guys now.
That's not true.
Well, I feel like I'm an old
almost
guy.
40 years old now.
But there's so many stories
Yeah.
that I was talking to friends in the field and in the industry, and I was like, man, we've got to capture these stories because they're going to be lost and nobody's going to see them. So really what I started it was to be raw and unfiltered stories about people. Not just about technical stuff, because the technical stuff is what I live in the oil and gas industry, right? But I wanted it to be more raw, more about the human interaction and the human part of oil and gas.
Yeah, I want to hear everything. I mean, I love everything you're doing now, and we'll definitely make a little commercial about it. But I mean, I can't wait to talk about your mom.
Oh yeah.
And of course, the prison system, everything. I mean, anytime, my friends get together in oil and gas, we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
But you're like me. We haven't met a stranger.
No.
And every single person has a pretty cool story.
Everybody has cool stories.
Look at that room tonight. We just went to the AADE happy hour here in Oklahoma City. And, Jason Hildenbrandt graciously gave us his great talk on leadership.
Yeah,
he
good.
knocked it out of the park. His whole team graciously, came. We had so many operators there from Oklahoma City. Thank you so much for being there. And but everybody in that room is, family to me and us. And not one person there do I not want to have on here. And I mean, they could be hours and hours and hours of my entertainment, because I just love hearing from people.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to start that back up, dude.
Yeah, if I can find some time, I will.
You got time.
Yeah.
We all have time. I don't. I can find plenty of ways and reasons why I don't do this, and I think you're just drawn to it. I want to hear people, and
it's good to have people tell their stories and tell their part of it. Like, the oil field's very tough. Like, this industry is brutal, and it crushes a lot of people. It'll crush your dreams. It'll crush your hopes. It's good to go to events like the AADE. One thing that it's doing for the mental health of people, to keep people active and talking, and
realize
is
you're
something
in a room
really important.
full of people that have all gone through some experiences similar to yours, and they care about you.
Absolutely. And it's really critical today, especially, that we get back to the social aspect of going and meeting with people, talking with people, not just about our technology or what we're selling or our widgets or anything like that, but just, asking people like, how are you doing? It's, and listening to their stories. I listened to a guy tonight at the AADE that we used to work at Sperry together, and this guy knew some of the same people I knew, even though I was in another hemisphere from him. But it was good to talk with people like that and remember people that are no longer here anymore too. So
we have way too many of those, and like you said, let's capture a little bit of every person out there.
Yeah.
I beg everybody that watches any of these, like, bring me all the people. If they have a great story and you know that they have a great story, run them to me. And
absolutely,
or record them yourself, right?
Yeah.
The more we can promote other people doing what we've done in the past, like, make your own podcast, have a good time doing it, or I'll do it. Or you can use my equipment, I'll put you guys in these chairs. Don't care.
Yeah.
I just want every person's story told, because I want our next generation to see that regular people go out and provide energy for them.
Yeah.
And we're no reason to demonize anybody.
No, look, it's a big industry. It's a small industry. Like we say, it's a small world in the industry, which it is. Like, a lot of people, but it's also a big enough industry for a lot of people to work in, that, this competition thing, or being scared to share because your competition's there. And look, that's all, it's kind of a falsehood that's propagated out, that people think like, well, I can't go to this event. I don't want to say anything because I'm afraid that this person's going to get the wrong impression of me because I'm selling a product and I don't want to lose a sale or something. Like, just be human. Like, everybody there was competition there, and they were all friendly, shaking hands, hugging each other. We're all in the same boat together. So,
and more than likely, your competition, or we're gonna feed each other work every now and then. Anyway.
It's all shared. It's all, hey, I know a guy that needs this.
Yeah.
I don't mind passing it on.
This.
Yeah, exactly. And it's all for the better good, right?
Yeah, earlier today we were in here, using our, this office to do some networking, calling around to people. And all day it's just like, hey, let's call each other, help each other out all over the industry. You're an engineer, we'll be your procurement department. If you're another salesperson, let's get you into this guy. This is the person you need to go see. Going to get tacos, you met, some people you needed to see. Yeah, it's a blast doing it. Well, before I let you go and get on to your next appointment, give everybody just a quick overview of what you're doing now, because I find what Chris is, his equipment, what he's doing now, fascinating. Really works well in the Mid-Con and all over the globe. But your company again.
Yeah, Oliden Technology. So in 2011, a bunch of ex-Schlumberger guys, very smart engineers, started Oliden Technology with the vision of bringing high-end LWD equipment and technology to the independent market. And so, of course, we sell a lot of tools internationally where the higher end LWD tools are required for certain projects. But there's also a branch of LWD work here in the United States that uses technology like azimuthal resistivity, deep bed boundary mapping resistivity, imaging tools. We have 128 sector ultrasonic imaging. We have spectral gamma tools. We have really high-end LWD tools that aren't typically run here as a standard. You got your standard DG and I horizontal stuff, but there are operators looking to bridge the gap on drilling challenges and well placement challenges that need these types of tools. And we're starting to see the need by operators calling us directly and saying, please come in our office, talk to us about this technology. And what we have to do is, since we're an OEM for the directional drilling sector, we have to then
You're walking
connect the
you're
dot
walking
between the
a
operator
line.
and the directional provider. But it's a challenge.
I just
but
like that this technology kind of overlaps. Like, so many of those disciplines need your information: reservoir, geology, geophysicists, drilling. I mean,
we talk to a lot of geophysicists on a daily basis from operators. They're looking for well placement solutions. They're looking for imaging solutions for frac detection, breakout detection, hole breakout, wellbore, stability issues. We have tools that can provide solutions for these challenges, and it's just a matter of really educating the market, the U.S. market. We're well known internationally. We're not so well known in the U.S.
Well, it's kind of your company to offer this to the U.S., especially in the Mid-Con. We don't get enough love.
Yeah.
And here you are coming and saying, hey, if anybody would like to try this out, we're willing to
and all our tools are
throw
built.
our name in the game.
We build everything in-house. We build it right here in Stafford, Texas. So just right down the road, not far away.
Good job.
Yeah, all USA made.
Got a place to not very far from the Mid-Con to go and service it, get it right back to work.
Yep, that's right.
I'm always impressed by you, buddy. Thank you for doing this with me.
Yeah, you bet. Thank you for having me.
He's a natural. He's not shy around the camera.
No, I like, you know what? Thank you. Like you've been so kind to me, and we've always had, like, we just phone call away, instant friends. It's been really good.
Well,
I appreciate
I knew you felt sorry for me, and thank you. I needed somebody. All right, what's the best way to get a hold of you? You like LinkedIn? You want email?
Chris Eli on LinkedIn. Email is chris.eli, E-L-Y, at Oliden, OLIDEN, tech.com.
All right. Please get a hold of him. Reach out for his stories and his wisdom and all of his knowledge on. Say it again. I love it when you say that word. The resistivity.
Resistivity.
See, I can't.
Deep bed boundary mapping resistivity. That's 20 feet. It's 20 feet. So
I was impressed.
You can imagine, like, you can see the boundary in a 20-foot, reservoir. It's really impressive.
I'm geeking out, man. Well, someday we'll have an hour to do this.
Yeah.
Not today.
Sure.
It's too much. Take care. God bless. We'll see you next time.
Bye.